Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day. It's the AAT60. It's new, so it has fantastic matchmaking. It is what I can't pronounce your name. What kind of a name is that? Capital. Your name looks like the like a password. You know when you have to type your password in. What is it? 3 capital N capital D O F capital L I capital V 3. It's like when you're trying to set up one of those online accounts for food delivery or something. It says create account. You put your email in and then it says your password's not good enough. You need a capital letter and a small letter and all you need is an exclamation mark or something at the end. That's probably his password. How you guys doing? We're watching AAT60. I know it's not new. It's been a little bit. We get to see it in action. Oh, he's spotted already. Wow, that's pretty good. He's going to have a hell of a game. Penetration. What is the, let's look. 320 alpha, 230 pen. And the other stuff is 320 alpha, 285 pen. He's shooting the regular stuff. The regular stuff. He's got the right stuff. He's from the Simp clan. Shout out to you guys. You guys in that clan. Don't use your passwords as your in-game name. And there it is. It's one of these encounter modes where there's only one base. So he's already in a perfect position. Ooh, he took a hit from the. Ooh, that's. Ooh, oh, that's not good. You're poking out horizontally. You're showing your track wheel. They know you're there. Well, guys. We're doing pretty good, aren't we? We're doing pretty. Have all of you done well? Or are all of you doing well? Is the way. At a mental lapse. I feel like I'm in a presidential debate and my brain's not working. This guy is doing okay. There you go. He's got fantastic matchmaking. He's going to hide behind the rock and he's going to pump out the damage. My summer is going fantastic so far. It's beautiful. It's been spectacular. The weather is amazing. Of course, and he's stunned. Only 12 damage though. When you, those of you who have not been to Canada, I'm in Canada. We're a northern country, right? We're from the north. And in the summer, I guess some parts of Europe are probably, there's a lot of northern countries in Europe, northern latitude. Probably similar. In the summer, it's just spectacular because of the way the earth is tilted and the way we're revolving around the sun and right? And the length of the day. The days are so long. The sun comes up at like 4:30 in the morning, and it sets at about, technically sets at about 10:30, but it's still light at 11:15 p.m. Because of it doesn't set like this. Like when you're in Hawaii or a place right on the equator, this is the horizon. The sun sets like this. Oh, it goes down like this, straight down. If you're on not on the equator. Where does that happen? If you're on what is the Tropic of Capricorn or Cancer on the right part of the year, the sun is like straight up at noon and it sets straight down. It goes like whoop across the sky, straight up above. Here it doesn't. On the longest days, it goes down on an angle, right? So when it starts setting, it takes a long time for the sun to set. You have this amazing twilight for like an hour. In the morning and at night. In the evening, it's spectacular, right? It's getting dark. You got another hour. Don't worry about it. And it's just it's beautiful. And the birds and the animals are all frolicking. They behave differently. It's spectacular. Of course, the opposite's true in the winter. In the winter, it's it's shorter, right? But in the summer, I don't think there's any better place, because Canada goes right up north to the North Pole, The further north you go, the longer the days are. If you go up into the Yukon or the Northwest Territories, you get to places where you have 24 hours of daylight. Some amazing outdoor activities: hunting, fishing, canoeing, kayaking. Just spectacular scenery, and it's warm. Like you'd think if you go way far north, they can't grow anything up there, right? Oh no, wrong. In the summer, they have like Whitehorse has what, 21-hour days or something. You plant anything there, and it grows triple the speed of the crop. I don't want to fight. I just want to grow crops. Be a farmer. Grow crops, God willing. Reference? So yeah, it's increasable. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's the best place to be. That's why Canadians generally don't go anywhere in the summer. It's like people come here. We stay and we love it. We go north, cottage country, lakes. It's just incredible. It's an outdoor person's paradise. And if you're American, you understand this. Alaska, right? You got to go to Alaska in the summer, and it's incredible. And I'm going to Alaska in the fall. I think in beginning of September, I'm headed to Alaska. Doing a cruise, actually, starting in Vancouver and going all the way up to Anchorage, along the outside inside passage, stopping all along the way. It's going to be fantastic. And if you're American and you've been to Alaska in the summer, you kind of, your eyes open. You go, wow, this place is incredible. You go back in February, it's a little different, but it's incredible. So summer is our time to play and enjoy. Winter is when we frolic down to the tropics. And since Canada is a fairly affluent country, we're rich in resources, huge. We've got all the potential, all the ingredients necessary in the world to be one of the best economies per capita in the world, and we're up there, but we're slowly dropping. We're just not doing it. We're just economically, we're not firing on all cylinders. Things are. I mean, it's not a shit show, but it's not like a fast flush down the toilet. It's just a slow revolving around the drain. It's getting, it's a few percentage points worse every year. So hopefully this is not going to be a political video, but we've got to turn things around, because we will slowly, and this is what happens. Countries get more fixated on the wrong things, and they forget about the economy, and you slowly flounder until a rising tide lifts all ships, a sinking tide, all ships go down. Everyone gets poorer when the tide is going out. And so what happens over time is you want to go on a holiday to the U.S. Our dollar now is like 72 cents. 70, 69, 68, 10 years from now, 62, 59, 53 cents. Then you're Argentina, right? Then you're like, oh, the way countries decline and eventually, there used to be a great place. What happened? Well, you become prisoners of your assured mediocrity, and then you don't go anywhere. And you know how you can tell the affluent countries in the world and the countries that are doing well? Is when you go on vacation somewhere, so like a vacation spot. You go to the places, not the cheapo, all-inclusive shithole. You go on a decent vacation destination and see who's there. There's not a lot of people from Venezuela and Argentina traveling around the world enjoying themselves. Okay? They're from Germany, England, the northern European countries, Canada, the US, Australia, Japan. That's who travels. Why? Because the countries are affluent. There's enough. There's a little bit extra. The population gets to enjoy the fruits of being a very good economy. It's called being a rich country, an affluent country. And I know, well, not everyone wants to travel. By the way, we missed this game, right? He did pretty good, but 6,400 damage and 7 kills. And I know it's easy to say, well, there's a lot more important things than traveling. Traveling is not how you measure whether a country is successful or good or being run well. There's so many other measurements, and it's true, but it's like the canary in a coal mine, right? It's a product of success. If the middle class is doing well, there's extra disposable income. If there's extra disposable income, it shows up in spending that is otherwise not necessary. All you got to do is look at the list of the people and what countries they're from that travel, and you know how well a country, how well the economy, and whether the tide is rising or sinking. And that's why all the countries that are really basket cases economically, that have faltered and are doing terrible, there's no extra disposable income for the middle class. There's just a few rich oligarchs that have all the money, maybe, but you won't have. I could mention countries, but then people will say, "Oh, you're being you're picking on that country or whatever." I'll mention a dozen African countries and a dozen South American and Central American countries that are poor and doing really just terrible. Some in Asia, Eastern European. That you don't see anyone from those countries traveling because they can't. They're stuck. They're born and they live there, and it's really tough and terrible because their economies have been, for whatever reason, right? I don't know why. That's a whole other topic. I'm talking about my country in Canada, and it's slow. Like you Americans, you're going to see less and less and less Canadians. We're called snowbirds, right? In the winter, you got a lot of Canadians from Eastern Canada go down to Florida for the winter, for a couple, 3 months to escape unless you love skiing and snowboarding. It's a popular destination. They're called snowbirds. People from Ontario and Quebec go down to Florida and winter. And people from Western Canada, a lot of them go down to like Phoenix and Arizona and Las Vegas and stuff. Go live down there. And it's good for the economy in the U.S. Having those flux of you guys from America, you have lots of Canadians come down there. You probably have Ralph and Ethel are coming back this winter to the trailer park. They haul their fifth wheel down there and pull in and live for 3 or 4 months. You're going to see slowly less and less because it's just so Canadians. Got to go to. Even Mexico is getting the Mexican peso is outpacing the Canadian dollar. So, anyways, enough of that. This is a World of Tanks channel, by the way. We're not. This is not a political. This is not political. It's just reality. It's what's happening. So, how did we get into this topic? I don't know. You can't. The way my mind works, I'm very analytical, and I notice these things, right? And I notice trends, and I call it assured mediocrity. If your goal in anything, in sports, in your life as a nation, if your goal is assured mediocrity, then that's what you get, right? Your goal has to be like hit the home run and be the best. Not, and unfortunately, Canada is. Our goal is to be like to assure ourselves to be mediocre, and that's what we are, which still makes us fairly rich compared to the rest of the world. But I hope we don't lose that. I hope we don't fall further, and it's not up to me. Right? I'd like it to be, but it's not. It's up to a handful of people that I don't really think they You know, maybe they're doing what they think is best, but I don't see a lot of hope. Okay, anyway. As I'm speaking of this, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of people down in the U.S. You guys are going to make a big decision in shortly. When? November? Oh, good luck. Choose wisely. I have no comments on what's going to happen in the U.S. I don't think anyone knows what's going to happen. It's very, I don't know. I just know that, okay, I'll make one comment and then I'll never speak of it again. This is my comment. Okay? You have almost 400 million people living in the U.S. It's not a small country. There's almost 500 million. Not quite. You're getting close to 400 million? 400 million people. Out of 400 million people, your choice. Like, you could have come up with something a little better. There's a lot of selection. It's like you went to the grocery store, there's 1,000 apples, and you picked up 2 rotten ones. Which one should I take a big bite out of? That's all I have to say. Let me know if I'm right or if I triggered anyone. It's too bad. I have no vested interest, so I'm not. I don't have. I don't care. But either way, I will still be visiting you guys. I'm going to Alaska in the fall. I'm going to Hawaii in the winter. Huh? I'm going to be visiting your great nation twice in the upcoming months. I love it down in the U.S. You know, and I go down there. I find that the people are not what the stereotype is. You know, this, loudmouth, rude Americans. That's the stereotype. That's what Europeans say all the time. Whenever you talk to Europeans, I don't want to go to the U.S. They're so rude. They're so loud. How can you deal with them? I don't find that. I go to the U.S. and I find the people fantastic. They're friendly. It's amazing going to the U.S. And everything's available. And I find the people fantastic. So I have the total opposite experience of what whatever the stereotype is. And most people that have this stereotype, they only have it because they've watched a few clips on Facebook or TikTok or some online station that wants them to think a certain way, or they've seen the one outlier, the one in a million. There's always a shit show, right? There's always something. You can pull an example of some ridiculous shit show happening down there and here and anywhere. But in general, at least in my experience, I find it fantastic. I'm looking forward to meeting the people of Alaska, which I've never been. And they must be hardy, tough people to live up there, right? Very hospitable, I would imagine, because they rely on tourism in the summer. So if you rely on tourism, you're not going to be an asshole. Just like when I go down to Mexico, I find the Mexicans amazing, hardworking, and completely the opposite of the stereotype of the Mexicans. Hardworking, amazing, friendly, nice people that will help you like that, as long as you give them a few pesos. They're always laughing, always ready to share a joke. You just have to be. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little. I'm very accepting of people's differences. So I'm very rarely disappointed when I travel. I found the people in Italy hilarious. In all the places I've been in Europe, the English like to take the piss out of themselves. So when you insult someone in England, they instead of insulting you back, they elaborate on the insult. And then you both have a laugh, and then it's your turn. Then they insult you, and you're supposed to expand on that insult. It's quite very sarcastic. The only place I've ever been, I've been to the Asia, in Bali. I've been in Australia. People are fantastic. Just regular, down-to-earth, no BS people. The only place I've ever been where the people that I generally thought, boy, these people are rude, is in France. I genuinely thought, these people don't like us. They don't want us here. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to help you. Even if you go to their restaurant, they hate you. They're just arrogantly, upset and rude. Is their common disposition. That's the only place. Oh, guys, hey, let's finish set. It's time. If this time is still works for you, select OK. They want to. Is this a good time, guys, for me to set up my device? Should we end the video here and I'll just click here and. Just let me know, guys. Is this a good time for me to stop the video and set up my device? My computer has decided that right now, as I'm recording, there's functions. The computer's very smart. It knows there's a game function going. There's a recording function going. There's a camera function. It understands all this stuff, right? You'd think it'd be artificially intelligent enough to know he doesn't want to be fucking disturbed now. But I just thought that maybe at this particular time, while you're doing all these things on your computer, that maybe you could just stop and we could set up your device. I know you could do it when you don't have a lot of things running on the computer, when you're finished recording and the game's over. But would you like to do it now? Now, that message showed up because the programmers decided that it should show up right now. Okay? That shot hit because the people that programmed this game said that it should hit. This is computer programming. Oh, this tank turned and went the wrong way and didn't notice this guy because he's a Muppet. What are you doing? Did you not even see him? Oh! The T-49 shot him? So if the computer programmers are this biased and this stupid that I've got messages showing up, do you want to stop what you're doing and install some RNG, all this stuff? That's the programming we have. Well, how good is artificial intelligence? Isn't it just learning from... It's programmed and it learns from what it already exists? That is a topic for another video. Like, can artificial intelligence ever surpass the level of intelligence that it's getting all its information from? Or does it just rebundle and repackage and blurt out? An AI could write a new episode of Friends, and it'll be kind of funny, like, but typical Friends episode, and you go, oh, that was clever, and it's just based on all the other episodes of Friends and everything else it can find on the internet that's kind of like Friends, so you'll get just another Friends episode. Is that intelligent, or is that just a repackaging? Is it artificially intelligent, or is it just artificially not so intelligent that it couldn't really come up with anything new? It's not called artificial learning, where if you learn and you have a very good brain, you could surpass. You have a professor in universities that's teaching you something, and you learn that, and then you use your mental faculties and your experience, and you surpass the intelligence of your professor. And you become more intelligent than the professor, and you discover something that he would not be capable of discovering as your mind grows and your intelligence increases. Does AI do that, or does AI just regurgitate what it... Like, will it take all this stuff and then, like, make a leap and learn something new? I don't think we're there yet. I think they should call it artificially stupid. Or just artificial. Oh, he absorbed it in his tracks. Oh, but you made a mistake. You only had one shot. That cost the game. He reloaded and only had 1 shell. God, 1 shell in that mag. He types it in chat. I was dumb. Oh, brutal, buddy. Brutal. You had him. You could still do it. You could still trade with the leopard. You could still do it because he has to really high roll to kill you. You could still do it. You've got to do it. You got to sacrifice yourself now because the T-49 can then take the shot. The T-49 can reset. Why are you doing? Why did you do that? Just now you got yourself proxy spotted. Just, you got to take him out. You can take the hit. Go. Go. You can take the hit and then you can go spot the base. Go. Just go. Take the hit. And was he artificially intelligent or was he artificially stupid? He wasn't stupid. It was just a mistake. As he says in the title here, a simple mistake. He probably did a reload which left an odd number of shells. So when he reloaded the mag, he only had 1 shot. If he had the 2 shots, this game was a victory. But I think you still could have won if you didn't waste time at the end. Beautiful game, buddy. I feel for you. 7,679 damage, 5 kills. You had a teammate that was the T-49 is a bit to blame too, because the T-49 is mobile and he could have went and reset, even if he would sacrifice himself. So the Leopard and the T-54 lightweight, the T-54 lightweight sitting in the base trying to cap without enough time to cap. Hey. Let me know. Artificially intelligent or not? I'll catch you guys on the next one.